We have the 50 questions regarding neural control and coordination. So let's see. A man admitted to a hospital. He is suffering from an abnormality of lower temperature, lower body temperature, abnormal urge to eat, and abnormal thirst. His brain scan would probably show a tumor in hypothalamus. Which site of information processing and controlling of the human body? Which is the site of information processing and control of the human body? 1. Brain. A person wants a voluntary move of his fingers on type on the keyboard. Which part of nervous system will transmit this thought process from CNS to the hand muscles? Efferent nerve fibers of somatic nervous system. Option 4. So 154. A is afferent. B is efferent. C is somatic. D is autonomic. E is sympathetic. So option 1. Myelin sheet is formed of Schwann cells. Option 3. Brainstem is midbrain plus hindbrain minus cerebellum in pons and medulla oblongata. So option 3. Midbrain, pons, medulla oblongata, that is option 3. Sodium and potassium pump transports. 3 sodium out for 2 potassium in. Option 1. Dendrites transmit impulses towards the cell body and axon transmit impulses away from the cell body. So option 3. Which of the following is false about hindbrain? Hindbrain is known for regular excitement, pleasure, urge. No. Pons a part of consists of the interconnected different regions of brain, right? The cerebellum is very convoluted surface, accommodate many neurons, right? Medulla of a brain part is connected to the spinal cord. First one is false. That is done by, so we have hypothalamus, amygdala, all those things will be there. Limbic system. Midbrain is located between hypothalamus and pons. Which of these is incorrect about synaptic cleft? It is the space between axon terminal of one neuron and dendrite membrane of another neuron. So both 1 and 3. Neurotransmitter from the presynaptic membrane are released into the cleft. 1 and 3 are correct. Which of these parts of hindbrain consists of fiber tracts that are interconnected regions of the brain? Pons. Option 2. Hunger is controlled by hypothalamus. Voluntary motor action to feed by handling a spoon is initiated by cerebrum. Gastric secretions is controlled by medulla oblongata. Option 1. And next, where is the Nissl granules are found? Cell body of neuron and dendrites. 1 and 2. Which type of following pairs of structures distinguish a nerve cell from other types of cells? Cyton and dendrites. Option 1. When the neurotransmitter binds to its receptor on the postsynaptic membrane, it firstly stimulates opening of ion channels, allowing the sodium into the postsynaptic neuron. Means action potential will be started. Limbic system include amygdala, hippocampus, internal part of cerebral hemispheres, all the above. The association of the cerebrum is not responsible for regulation of sexual behavior. Option 3. Which of the following circuit completed from A to adjacent to the B? Current flows from B to A on the outer surface and A to B on the inner surface. B to A and A to B. Arrange the layers of cranial meninges from outside to inside. Dura mater, arachnoid matter, pia mater. Option 3. During the generation and transmission of nerve impulse through nerve fiber, the potential on the inner side. The inner side will be which type of electron? First negative, then positive, and then back to negative. Option 4. First negative, then positive, and then back to negative. Which of these secretes the neurohormones? Hypothalamus. Option 1. Correct sequence of depolarization and repolarization is stimulus applied at the site on the polarized membrane, increased permeability for. So first thing is 1. Increased permeability of sodium, generation of action potential, and next increasing the permeability of potassium, restoration of membrane potential. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cerebrum wraps around the structure which we call it as cerebrum wraps around a structure. Thalamus, that we otherwise called as sensory relay station. The given figure shows the synaptic knob which is releasing the neurotransmitter. 2, 3, 4 represents the postsynaptic membrane of separate neurons. Okay. Why cannot postsynaptic membrane 3 be stimulated by the neurotransmitter released from 1? Because postsynaptic membrane 3 doesn't have any receptors to the neurotransmitter. So option 3 is correct. A nerve impulse is generated when the nerve cell undergo depolarization. Option 3. In which animal nerve cell are present but brain is absent? Hydra. Option 4. Which type of synapse is rare in our system? Electrical synapse. Option 2. Bipolar neurons are seen in retina of the eye. Option 2. Neurotransmitter of a chemical synapse is acetylcholine. Option 2. When a nerve fiber is stimulated, inside of the membrane becomes positively charged. Option 2. Nodes of Ranvier is found in axon. Option 1. Unmyelinated nerve fibers are found in both 1 and 2, autonomous nervous system and somatic nervous system. Unidirectional transmission of nerve impulse through nerve fiber is due to the fact that neurotransmitter is released by axon, not by the dendrites. Repolarization of neurons occurred due to efflux of sodium. Efflux of potassium. So repolarization will occur due to efflux of potassium. How many statements are correct regarding the resting state of axon? The axoplasm inside the axon contains high concentration of potassium and negatively charged proteins and low concentration of sodium. Well, first statement is right. In contrast, the fluid outside the axon contains low concentration of potassium, high concentration of sodium. Thus, it shows concentration gradient, right? The outer surface of axonal membrane possesses positive charge, while inner is negatively charged, right? The electrical potential difference across the resting membrane potential, we call it as resting potential, right? Resting state is depolarized state. No, polarized state. So the correct answer is 4 are correct. The PNS consists of somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. How many statements are incorrect for PNS? The somatic nervous system relay impulses from CNS to voluntary muscles, right? Autonomic nervous system impulses from the CNS to voluntary organs and smooth muscles of the body. The autonomous nervous system is further classified into sympathetic and parasympathetic, right? Somatic nervous system relay impulses from CNS to skeletal muscles. So more than 2 are correct. So 1 is wrong. Involuntary organs, not voluntary. So how many statements are correct? Dendrites contain Nissl granules, right? Dendrites transmit impulses towards the cell body, right? The proximal end of axon is branched. No. The distal end of axon is branched. The synaptic knob possesses synaptic vesicles containing neurotransmitters. So it is option 3. 3 statements are right. Potential difference across resting membrane is negatively charged. This is due to differential distribution of following ions: sodium and potassium ions, right? So 190, if you see here, incorrect. So 4 is nodes of Ranvier, right? 2 is myelin sheath, right? 5 is synaptic knob, right? 1 is Nissl granules. 2 is not myelin sheath, 2 is squam cell. So that is incorrectly matched. The function of our visceral organs is controlled by peripheral nervous system, right? Which consists of sympathetic and parasympathetic autonomous nervous system. Cerebral hemispheres. So cerebral hemispheres is memory and communication. Thalamus, sensory and motor signaling. And the cerebellum is connected to the spinal cord. So medulla oblongata is connected to the spinal cord. Cerebellum is connected to the spinal cord. Medulla oblongata is controlling heart, stomach, lung, etc. Right? Option 2. Why cerebral cortex is referred to as the grey matter? Because high concentration of neuron cell bodies. Option 2. Association areas can carry out complex functions like communication and memory. These areas are completely motor in nature. So reason is false, but assertion is true. During action potential, impulse is conducted along the axons, right? Sodium moves outward. No. Permeability of potassium ions decreases. Only A is correct. A and C are correct. B is wrong. A and C are correct. Select the incorrect statement. Neuron possess the excitability due to their polarized membranes. Right? Neuron membrane contains different types of ionic channels, right? Resting neuron is not permeable to any ion. No, this is incorrect. Option 3 is incorrect. You have to find out the incorrectly paired. Medulla oblongata controls respiration and cardiovascular reflexes, right? Limbic system consists of fibrate tract that is interconnecting different regions of brain and control movements. Hypothalamus releasing hormones and regulating the temperature, hunger and thirst. Third one is right. Corpus callosum, right and left cerebral hemispheres. 2 is wrong. So true or false? Cerebellum forms the major part of human brain. No, false. 1 is F. And 2 is deep dividing the cerebrum transversely into 2 cerebral hemispheres. So that is false. Not transversely, horizontally. So the cerebral cortex is referred to as grey matter. True. Cerebral hemispheres are connected by a tract of nerve fiber called corpus callosum. True. Option 4. Resting potential. Electric potential difference across the resting neural membrane. 1 is R. So 2 is nerve impulse. Nerve impulse is an electrical wave like a response of the neuron to the stimulation. 3. Synaptic cleft. Q. Gap between the presynaptic and postsynaptic. Neurotransmitter. Chemicals involved in the transmission of impulses. Option 3. Hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is part of limbic system. 1 is yes. White matter. Inner part of the cerebral cortex. 2 is Q. Amygdala. Between thalamus and pons. Midbrain. Amygdala is yes. 1 is Q. Hypothalamus is neurosecretory. 2 is P, inner part of cerebral cortex. 3 is yes, a part of limbic system, amygdala. Midbrain between thalamus and pons. Right. So option 2. So these are the questions from neural control and coordination. Thank you very much. Bye bye.